This is Ariel.
And this is Quotidian Light, and we're here for a lock update. So, sweetheart, how are you feeling about your locks now that you've had them for 3 whole days?
It's okay.
Yeah?
I don't have to do my hair anymore.
Which is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
So, how many times have you run since you've had your locks?
How long have I had it?
No, how many times have you gone out running since you've had them?
I run every day.
Yeah, so you've run 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was asking.
That was the question. So, how is it working for you when you're running? What are you doing before your run? What are you doing after your run? How does your hair feel before and after your run?
Well, it's not always in my way anymore.
Okay, you need to speak up.
It's not always in the way.
Okay. And what do you actually do to your hair when you're running?
I just pull it back with that, what do you call it?
A dread sock.
Yeah, dread sock.
So you're using the dread sock when you're running. Now, I have a question because a lot of people online and on my YouTube channel, they just use those for sleeping. And I was wondering if that would get hot, if your head would get hot when you're running. So how does the dread sock working for you when you're running?
Well, it's kind of hot, but not as hot as I usually get with my afro.
Okay.
But
so your loose hair was hotter when you ran?
no, I think it's like a little, it's like the same kind of.
Okay. And it seems to be keeping them in place. So let's take a look at the hair. Now, this is the child with fairly loose curls. Let me get on this side. It seems like the lighting's better this way. And as you can see, I cleaned up my knitting corner because I was all embarrassed in the last video. So here we go. His locks are definitely staying in shape really well. Let's take a look at that infamous bottom row. And it seems like this one's a little loose, but it's staying together. It's loose, but it's not falling out. So I'm actually, see that? This one right here. I'm not going to retwist that because the bottom is still together and it's just loose from wearing the headband from the dread sock. Over here, this one, it's staying together on the bottom. It's a little loose up top, but they're staying together really well. When I first took a look at his hair, let me see if I can see the loose fuzz. That's his daddy's hair. Yeah. He has random strands of straight hair all throughout his head. His hair is almost always perfect coils, and then he has these straight strands. And I can't really snip those because then they won't go into the lock. And what I notice is the strands, if I tug on them, they're coming out of the middle of the lock. So they're wrapping, and then they're getting straight and coming out. And so I'm going to leave those alone as well because that frizz is going to help that lock, and eventually those straight hairs will get incorporated into the lock. Now, let's see if I can get one of these and tilt it. And you can look inside. See, they're hollow in the middle. They're kind of squishy, but they're staying together. I actually went through and redid his center part because somehow it's always easier to see it in pictures, but his part was off. And then I have always had a problem doing parts right here because the head is curved and parts are square. And so originally I had them straight across like that with little squares, and then it was like a half moon shape with 2 like quarter circle parts and then squares in between. I went ahead and I took out the top 2 rows to straighten the center part, and then I took out the bottom 4 and then 1 lock from this second row and 1 lock from the second row, and I made like a U-shape part. And then those locks right in here, instead of being square, I'm not sure if you can actually see the square now. Let me see. You can see this one. Instead of being square, see that? It tapers in slightly at the top. So the top part of that square is slightly smaller than the bottom part of that square, and that creates the curve to follow the shape of his head, well, not having just two random funny shaped lock parts in there. But his hair is staying together. I can run my fingers through it like this. I'm not like breaking them apart or anything. When I first went through his hair, he had a couple strands that were going between two locks, and I just ran my finger through them. No big deal. And this is his day 3 update. I just wanted to see what was going on, and we will see him in 4 days? That'll make it a week from you started. Is there anything that you want to tell my viewers?
Thank you for the comments.
Yeah.
Very nice.
There were some really nice comments, huh, sweetheart?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd it make you feel?
Oh, great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, I just want to say thanks, everyone, and we look forward to the next video. Ciao.
Bye.